1 year ago, a day marked with murder and bloodshed by terrorists in Israel. A year of war to free hostages and defeat the terrorist group Hamas. Now is a day for pro-Palestinian students to demonstrate on the University of Maryland's campus. Joining us now with the planned event and freedom of speech debate, political commentator Armstrong Williams. Good morning, Armstrong.
Good morning, Tom.
Armstrong, there's been a court battle here going back and forth. College is not the same as actual walking down the street. However, a judge says yes, for a public university, it is treated like it is out on the streets off of campus, saying that they are allowed to have what is being called an interfaith vigil to be held on College Park's campus today. Jewish students obviously saying this is not right. This is a mocking the day where there was bloodshed. Why is this allowed?
Listen, I don't think we should ever curtail freedom of speech. And while you can understand the court's decision, but also if this march has been infiltrated and there have been those paid to bring about havoc, vandalism, and violence, then I think law enforcement has no choice but to smack down on them by whatever means necessary. And that's the price you have to pay, because we've seen that these protests have become more and more violent. And normally it's the few, 90% of the people, their hearts are in the right place, but it's those that have a deeper agenda who want nothing but the headlines to show violence, pushing back, assaulting law enforcement, and vandalizing. And so you've got to balance those two out. And I just encourage that whoever's controlling that jurisdiction, you just tell law enforcement to do whatever they need to do and make sure that it does not turn violent.
Armstrong, the argument, though, at constitutioncenter.org, they have it listed here, the laws that are in there. In part of this with protest on universities, it says, as long as their actions do not violate any laws, do not incite violence, do not constitute true threats. That's the argument from the other side, saying, well, this is inciting violence because it's the day that was chosen when it was a horrific attack that killed 1,200 Jewish people who were just at a festival and then took 200 to 300 hostage, which we still have 100 hostage now. Their argument is saying it will incite violence. Why October 7th? Why not wait for a week and then do it?
Well, Tom, it's like saying we should arrest these kids who threaten to shoot up schools. Until they go and shoot up the schools, there's nothing that we can do. And it's just like our country. We're innocent until proven guilty. Well, all the things that you may be saying are true. Nobody will argue about that. But the American way, until that violence happened, then and only then do you realize that it was set up to create violence here at the University of Maryland. And that Maryland was the target because they felt it would be soft and they would get away with this violence. But we have to wait until it happens before we can say that it turned violent. That's just the predicament we find ourselves in, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Leave it right there, Armstrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.